Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Taurus for the next 3 months. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and get into this quarter 3 reading here for 2025. We'll be taking a look at July, August, and September and what may be coming forward for you during that period of time. Well, just a friendly reminder, you know, in many places in the world, it is summertime, the weather's nice. Enjoy the time that you have, make the most of it, go out and do the things you want to do. It only comes around one time a year, so just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get all of the cards out here. We'll get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. Okay. I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Energy on the bottom, Taurus. You do have the 10 of Swords. You know, 10 of Swords, it indicates a potentially defeat or loss in one's life, okay? And, you know, this is a card that is feared in the tarot. And I understand because, yes, there are things in life that we lose, and it's painful to go through that loss. And this is kind of the vibration of that in the tarot, right? So you can see this person's defeated, okay? Now, there is something here as well that I want to point out, which is, you know, actually, if you take the 10 of Swords and you flip it upside down, the swords are coming out of this person, indicating that they are now released from the pain, right? They are now released from whatever was hurting them or challenging them. And yes, they do have to go through a grieving period, but the release portion of the 10 of Swords is something that eventually will be found through this meaning. Okay, so some of you may be losing something here, for sure. There is a message here in the 10 of Swords, but also in these other cards here around some level of loss, okay, in this reading. But it's all in how you sort of spin it. Now, I will say that I'm getting blessing in disguise energy here. It may not be what you want to hear right now, and I understand that, but the cards are sort of suggesting that this could signify a pretty big transformation in your life. You know, many times when we go through something difficult, we decide to make huge personal shifts and changes. And this could be an opportunity for you here in the next 3 months to do this. But I do feel blessing in disguise energy for you here, Taurus, okay? So let's dive right in. You do have the Death card here in the middle. Now, this is not about death and dying. This is just the way that I choose to read, right? The Death card is about transformation. It is a change, and it can be an ending. It can be a door closing, particularly when this is combined in a reading with a 10 of Swords, for example. Yes, there could be a door closing out for you here, Taurus. But this is more so around the transformation that comes on the other end or the other side of that door closing, okay? So this is the idea of going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, okay? It's a challenging and maybe painful transformation in this case. I'm sure it's painful to go from a caterpillar state to a butterfly state, but on the other end of the door that may be closing for you is something beautiful, right? So it's sort of like an energy here, and the reason why I'm getting blessing in disguise energy is not just because of that interpretation, but also because of the 7 and the 3 of Swords. We'll talk about that more as we go along here, okay? So you also have the Temperance card with the Death card, which is, I'm going to stop messing with the cards here now, which is a really, really solid sign in this reading, okay? We'll talk about the Temperance and the Death card combination here as well as we go along. So let's get into the first column. You have the Ace of Swords, the Justice card, and the 7 of Wands. Now, just for reference, because some people ask me and they're curious, for these next 3 months readings that I do, the first column might be July, second column August, third column September, okay? And another way is just like of looking at this first portion, middle portion, end portion, okay? But these are kind of loose guidelines, okay? Because it's really hard to pin down timing in these general readings. But what I'll say here is we talk about this ending situation, this transformation that's if this is your reading, probably going to happen for you. If it's not your reading, by the way, this is why I always say you can reject these and you can choose to say, this is not my reading, this is not my energy, and I get that. I support you in that as well. So, but stick with me here because you have something really, really nice that's coming around with this. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning in one's life. Yes, it's a door closing with the Death card and the Ten of Swords, but on the other end of this door is you planting a seed, which you see right here with the Ace of Pentacles. This means that some of you could be laying the framework or the groundwork for something beautiful to blossom in your life, because eventually the seed planted in the Ace of Pentacles blossoms in to the Ten of Pentacles, right? And this can indicate profit taking. This can indicate starting a new money-making venture, such as a business, or when I say money-making venture, that sounds a little strange. What I mean is, like, you could be signing off on a new contract at work. If you're freelancing, for example, you could be getting more clients. This can also indicate formal documentation as well. So documents such as, yeah, marriage and legal contracts could be showing up here. Even like signing universities, for example, going back to school shows up in the Ace of Pentacles. These are all positive things. You do have something about maybe some legal energy here. There may be a divorce on the table for some of you, okay? And you probably already know this coming in here. You probably already know this coming into this reading because the Justice card is an energy of legality potentially, but it also says that all parties get the outcome they deserve. Okay, there could be a settlement on the other end of this situation for some of you that may be happening again. I'm not a lawyer, can't give legal advice, but it's showing up here in this reading for you here, Taurus, okay, for sure. Now, there's another energy with the Justice card, which can indicate that you may need to look at balancing something during this period of time. If you go through a stretch of time like this, it's really good to try to sort of touch grass, so to speak, like try to put some of your put your personal health first, like put your emotional needs first. Make sure that you're spending time to taking time to tend to those things, your emotional well-being, your health. Because of this energy of balance here, it could be very helpful for you. Some of you may think about like initiating like a new workout routine or an eating style, lifestyle type of energy here that's showing up for sure, especially with the Temperance card. You then have the Seven of Wands. This is the idea of standing your ground, okay? It can also be competition. I would say, like, if you feel very strongly that you are owed something, or if you feel very strongly that you need to fight for something over the next 3 months, the Seven of Wands says dig in, dig in. Draw your line in the sand and say, this is what I believe, and I'm going to try my best to make this outcome happen for myself, Definitely shows up with the Seven of Wands here. So, in the middle column, you have the Temperance card, the Death card, and the Three of Swords. Three of Swords, it does indicate separation, okay? The Three of Swords, it's something that your heart is in, right? So this, many times it comes up with divorce, breakup, separation. So because, people put their heart and soul into relationships or marriages or whatever the case may be, right? But it could be anything, right? Like that your heart is in, such as like a job that you dedicated yourself to for however many years, or you put a lot of energy into this job, your heart was in that job or this career, or this business, right? Anything like this could show up with the Three of Swords. And it is definitely like, a card that can indicate emotional pain. I'm not here to sugarcoat it when you get a reading like this, but I hope that you see that there are some really good things on the other side of the door that is closing for you. Okay, there are some really good things, especially because speaking of the card that is on the other side of the door of the Death card, this would be the Temperance card, okay? Number 13, Death, number 14, Temperance, okay? And this is a card of healing, patience, moderation, balance, recovery, okay, with the Temperance card. This is a necessary card in the Major Arcana after you go through a transformation. I strongly feel, based on this reading, that you will, in a very positive way, in a very healthy way, recover from whatever is closing out here for you because of this Temperance card. Now, I do want to highlight that, like, this is also just a good health card. Okay, so for some of you, if you've been going through some health changes, the Temperance card may say you connect to the right doctor, you find the right medicine, whatever the case may be, could show up here with the Temperance card, right? Now, I do want to say that there is a health timeline here where it's more so what I'm feeling is making sure that you're doing what you can to take care of yourself. Okay, because it seems like a little bit of your energy is pulled towards a situation here. Like you're not a little bit, like a lot of your energy. You're being pulled towards something energetically, such as like a dispute or a separation, whatever it may be, an ending. You're putting a lot of energy towards that. So you want to make sure that I'm feeling like yoga, meditation, qigong, going on daily walks. If yoga, meditation, qigong are not your thing, it's amazing what a daily walk can do for you. These sorts of things are really, really good, and I think could maybe be showing up for you during this period of time to sort of ground yourself as well and clear whatever's going on here mentally. You then have the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I also just want to, once again, say what I said at the beginning of this reading, which is, remember, despite whatever's going on here, despite however this reading shakes out for you, try to enjoy the time that you have here, this next 3 months. Who knows when you'll get another 3-month period of time like this again, and really get out there and do the things you want to do. If you're given the time, and if not, can you make just 10 minutes for yourself? Can you find 10 minutes each day that you can dedicate to yourself to do something you like? That could really go a long way. You then have the Queen of Swords. This could be somebody, the Queen of Swords here's the deal. I think for those of you here for love, I think, and I was waiting to say this till the final column, I think that you found out something about the other person, okay, if you're here. Because and after you found this out, you are just hardline, this is over. Like, no more. I'm taking a hardline stance here, no more. Okay, because that's what the Queen of Swords would do. If you slight or you wrong the Queen of Swords in any way, they will cut you off, or they will cut themselves out of that situation. Okay, the Queen of Swords brings about a cutting energy, and they won't mince words, right? So I think some of you have found something out here, because Seven of Swords, it can indicate backstabbing or that type of energy. It can be somebody like pulling something on you. With the Three of Swords, certainly some of you may have found out something. And by the way, this can apply in another scenario as well. I know I started off by saying if you're here for love, but this can apply like there was like a injustice in the workplace in some way, or an injustice in some area of your life with that Seven of Swords and Three of Swords. And I think some of you are taking a really hard-lined stance and approach to something here, Taurus. The Two of Pentacles, it indicates a change that you're going through. Yes, money may be going up, money may be going down during this period of time. And you're trying to kind of keep all the plates in the air. There's a change here for sure. But it's very important in these tarot readings that we clarify. So let's try to get some more specific details on what this reading may be around. I'll start off by pulling some oracle cards here for you, and then we'll move into the tarot clarifications. Okay, we're going to take all of those, take that one and this one, okay? Energy on the bottom, you have the Miriam, Sacred Vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Now, one of the best things someone has ever told me is that forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. It is possible to forgive someone and not allow them back into your life, because forgiveness is for you. Hopefully that makes sense. Some of you here, it doesn't mean that when you forgive someone, you excuse their poor behavior, or you allow yourself to be a part of that going forward. You can forgive and also move on. You have hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts, as well as leading out a heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. And the key word is give and receive, and the key phrase is give and receive in balance here, okay? What are you doing for yourself each and every day? Even if it's just 10 minutes. Maybe you are a mom or a dad, and you have family responsibilities, and you have people to take care of, people who depend on you, and throughout all of that, can you find 10 minutes for yourself? Can you balance yourself in some way? You have Bridget, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. You then have Diana, focus intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. I think this Bridget card is pretty strong for you too. Recognize that you have the power. You have control over this next 3 months, okay? And if nothing else, you have control to at least see something through, whether it's a win or a loss or a success or a defeat. You have control to see it through if that's what you want. You then here have a high vibe card. I have 3 high vibe cards. This is one of them. Sanat Kumara, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. The universe is trying to tell you something, okay, when you see this card come up in a reading, okay? The universe is really trying to tell you something here. And, you may find repeating numbers. You may have dreams, whatever the case may be, right? Okay, let's move into the tarot clarifications. Now, Taurus, I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I do hope things are going well for you. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Okay, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the Page of Swords. Okay? Knight of Cups, Magician, and Page of Swords here showing up in the first clarifications. So Page of Swords, it can indicate like having to deal with a difficult person. It can also indicate delays. On a much more positive note, the Page of Swords says that you have the intellect and ability to solve a hard problem, okay, to solve a challenge or a hard problem in your situation. And I think it may even take a little bit of ingenuity or creativeness, or creativity, I should say. Creativity here with the Seven of Wands. When you take that hardline stance, which I think you are, you may need to, solve a hard problem here. And I would suggest the cards would suggest that you have the ability to do this because you have another card of skills and abilities here with the Magician. Also tools. The Magician has all the tools in their toolkit that they need to be successful or to manifest. The Magician's the master manifester in the tarot. You must continue to take action though on this situation. Okay, this will determine the outcome with the Justice card here. Okay, your action will determine the outcome. Okay, very strongly. But you have the gifts that you need to make this happen. You then have the Knight of Cups here with the Ace of Pentacles. I really think there's something beautiful on the other end of this door. Okay, that's closing for you. I do. The Knight of Cups, it can indicate an event leading to some level of happiness. It can indicate potential like courtship around something as well. But I think this is more about your happiness that's coming forward here as you start anew as something ends. You have the Seven of Wands again. That seems to be a strong card for you. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. One thing I want to say here, okay, I just intuitively, this is coming forward. There's opportunity here through this separation. Like, whatever capacity, there's a real opportunity here, okay? And I say that because the Knight of Pentacles, it can indicate profit, production, results, okay? And it can say that all of your hard work is about to pay off. So that's coming along with the Three of Swords, which does indicate separation or parting with something that your heart is in. But there's a real opportunity here, okay, over the next 3 months. With these Knights that are showing up, the Ace of Pentacles, and now we have the Eight of Pentacles, you have skill cards, okay? The Eight of Pentacles is a card of talent in the tarot. This person's wrapping up a project. Their other projects are hanging up on the post. If you're here and if you're still with me and you're not here for love reading, this is a card that can indicate promotion, okay? So I'm almost feeling like an energy of potentially, if there's something happened in your company or whatever, somebody could headhunt you or recruit you here. Courtship, the Knight of Cups, okay, because of your skills, your talents. And yeah, it may be a little bit of there may be a puzzle to solve here with the Page of Swords and the Seven of Wands, but it seems like you're ready to dig in and make this happen, okay? There's like a real opportunity in this reading for you through all of this that may be going on here. You have the World card. You have the Eight of Cups. And another Knight. You have the Knight of Wands. All right. Change is on the way. Winds are changing for you, okay, for sure. No doubt. There's new air being blown into your situation here, okay? There's a breath of fresh air that's coming in here, okay, through all of this. The Knight of Wands, it's a card that is, it's another talent card, right? So you have a number, you've got some hard work here. You've got 3 talent cards with the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician. Now it's about putting pen to paper, so to speak, making it happen, okay? And the Knight of Wands, this indicates a shift, okay, for sure. With the Two of Pentacles, like something radical is changing for you, okay? There's radical change here that's going on, no doubt, no doubt. And the Knight of Wands, it may indicate that you move over the next 3 months, okay? It may also indicate that you do some leisure travel, or I like to say that the Knight of Wands is like the card of living an epic life, okay? So there's like a real reward that the universe is trying to give you, a gift that the universe is trying to give you as you go through something. But you are not excusing someone's poor behavior here, okay? With the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. By the way, the Seven of Swords I have seen in so many, countless career readings where somebody's stirring the pot in the workplace, somebody's like, talking behind your back or causing issues. I've seen that over and over and over again, okay? And you are deciding that you're not going to be a part of that ride anymore, okay? Eight of Cups is walking away, okay? So I think you feel very strong about something, whether you're here in a marriage situation, a relationship situation, a work situation, you feel very strong about, your feelings are very strong about this situation, and you're going to stand strong in that direction or feeling in those feelings that you have. With the World, this is a successful completion, okay? And this will close out for you. And I think that there's something positive really here. The World's a big card, it says that this will come to a close for you. Okay, you will get an outcome here. On the bottom, you do have the Knight of Wands. Don't give up. This is a card that says do not give up on this. Okay, draw your line in the sand and stick to it. Let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Kipper energies for you. Radical change for Taurus. All right, let's see here. You have pathway, okay, family room, community, courthouse, expectation, and sudden wealth. Yeah, settlement energy for some of you, courthouse, sudden wealth. This isn't 100% guaranteed, but the writing is on the wall here in this spread for sure. Like it's on the spread for sure. How it plays out I think you're the determiner here of how this plays out. Like again, you've got everything in the bag here. I mean, you've got everything on the table, all the tools are here, everything you need. But you gotta, the cards are saying you gotta keep going on this, okay? Yeah, there's a time to like sort of take your foot off the gas pedal in life, and there's a time to put your foot on the gas pedal. Just take that for what it is. You have the pathway. This can indicate 3 to 6 months in the future. We are looking at the next 3 months. The outcome here, it seems like, is very positive towards the end of this period of time, but yeah, there's a little bit of choppy waters here right now. There could be a family scenario here connected to this with community and family room, but the pathway is the path it's your true north in life, okay? It's the path you're supposed to be walking on. So yeah, all right, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.